construction experience. I've done some framing, some finished carpentry, a lot of different things. But Allie has not done this any before.
No, the most I've done was when we replaced the baseboard in our old house. And I've briefly used like a finished nail gun to make frames for canvases in my painting classes, but that's pretty much it. So these tools are pretty new to me.
So you'll see as we go along here, I'm kind of showing her how to use the skill saw and how to chalk a line and do all these basic things.
And to be honest, the saws, tools, have always intimidated me. Like, you always hear those rare horror stories of people losing fingers and cutting tendons and having freak accidents. So it always scared me just using any electric blade.
Power tools.
Yeah.
That's why I'm making sure that they teach you how to handle them safely, so that way nothing we need to worry about.
Yeah. But it was a good intro. Like, it was not a lot of cutting, just mostly screwing in the flashing and this half-inch subfloor? Or not
half-inch
subfloor.
plywood.
Yeah, plywood.
So for the trailer, we have the cross beams that were actually welded to the sides, and then we put aluminum flashing down on top of it to make sure nothing can get in there. And then for some extra rigidity, if you want to mount anything to the bottom or do other stuff, we added a half-inch plywood because we had the room. And then we're going to put our 2x6s, which are actually 5.5 inches on top of that. And that will equal the 6-inch dimension which we have for the frame. So here in a bit here, I'm going to show Allie how to lay out the floor joists for the flooring. We're doing one at 2 feet, but it's 2 feet plus 3.5 inches in for this. So it's going to be 2 feet, 3.5. And that's going to be the center of the stud. So, well, that's the center, so what we want to mark is we want to mark 3/4 past the center, so that's the actual edge of the stud. So it's going to be 2 foot 3.5 plus 3/4, so it's 2 foot 4.25. So we're going to add 4.25 to every measurement.
Okay.
So it's going to be 2 foot 4.25, 4 foot 4.25, 6 foot 4.25, 8 foot 4.25, etc.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yes. No.
I love that honest answer where you were able to do what I said, but it didn't really make sense.
Yeah. It took a while. Like, I had to ask a lot of questions in order for me to have it click in my mind, or have him explain it different ways than you would other people. I don't know.
But you figured it out. Here we're going to crown the studs. We're actually going to sight down the boards, and either the boards will have a bow like this, or maybe bowed that direction. And so we're looking for a crown going up and down here. We want it to be bowed up, so that way if somebody's stepping on it, it forces it flat, rather than if it's bowed down like that, somebody steps on it, so it can go even lower. So we want to crown all of them so they're up, and so that way we just have a nice, all of our floor joists all have that same bow going up, so when pressure's put in the middle, it flattens it out. You can see here how we're putting it together. We're putting it together in place, but it's up on blocks, because we either had the option of building it separately and putting it in place, or putting it here, then pulling out the blocks and having it drop in place. All of the floor joists here, we've got our chop saw set up, and we got a clamp on the end, so we can just butt up all of the 2x4s or 2x6s on there, and then we'll be able to cut them at exactly the same spot.
Well, I think after we got everything measured and know, like, the skills for me learning how to do everything went really quick.
Mm-hmm. And I know that you were a little bit worried here about using the chop saw, because it's even a bigger saw than the skill saw that we were using before. But you were getting the blocks ready so we could get this in place while I was doing the actual cutting.
Well, I used this table saw at one point too, and that was even freakier for me.
Yeah, the table saw, it takes a little getting used to, making sure that you got a nice push block so that your hands aren't getting close to the blade.
Yeah, it was nice how the subfloor just slid right down like that. It was pretty great.
Yeah, we were able to build it nice and tight because we had it in place already. So it just dropped in as soon as we moved the blocks out of the way. We did have to make one slight adjustment here for where the welds were. It didn't quite make a perfect corner, so we had to make a few little notches and angle cuts to make it all fit.
Yeah, which we did with the sideboards. What are those called?
The rim joists.
The rim joists. But then with the floor joist going across that side.
That last floor joist, yeah.
We completely forgot. So as we're like sliding, so excited at the finish line, we're sliding the last bit of subfloor into the trailer, and it just stops. So we had to like redo it.
Yeah, we had to pull it back out, pull it off, rip it down, and then remount it.
Yeah, it was a bit anticlimactic, at least for me, because I had a very sense of accomplishment, and then it's just, oh, whoops.
But we were able to get that taken care of pretty quickly, and it didn't take too long to fix.
No.
So thanks for watching us as we work our way through this tiny house build. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully you stay tuned for future videos or even watch our other channel over at Hold the Walnuts.
Yeah, next it's installation. I totally ballsed up the cut, that's all.